I served in the field artillery in Korea in 1955 in the Army.
I was in the Air Force for 3 years until I met my husband. And then we were still an Air Force family because he stayed in for 23 years.
You were in the Army?
Yeah.
What inspired you to join the Army?
I had no choice. When I took my physical, after they told me I was in the Army, that's it.
I went through college and I took ROTC, and therefore I was obligated to enter the Army when I finished college.
And I was in the United States Navy. It was at the time, there was a war situation going on, and there was a lot of looking for people to get interviewed and be shipped off into the Army, the Navy, somewhere. So I said, well, I'm going to go in the Navy.
Getting out of high school, I didn't have a job, so I figured going into the Air Force would give me a job to support myself.
I was in college and we had to be in one of the ROTC units or not be there. It was a state university, so we had to be in one of the units.
I took basic training in Australia. And the basic training was a little harder than I think I would have had in the U.S. Once a week, there was a ship 10 miles out in the ocean. We used to go over there and demonstrate how you make a landing. So you have to come down the side of the ship on a rope, jump in a barge, and hit the ground, and that's where your fighting starts, you know.
I was a tank leader in the Army. I don't know what you'd call it, it was just tank. We were in tanks, that's all. And we were there for 2 years. Tank maintenance, tank everything. I have tanks. For a while, I had 22 tanks. I was a lieutenant.
I went on into boot camp and went, over to Europe and with the fleet, and spent a couple of months there.
Well, there's a major that came and see us one time on the front line. And when he came up to me, he looked at me, says, "Sir, you don't look too young." I said, "I just turned 19 last week." I said, I was drafted at 18, and I've been running around there for a year now.
And I was stationed at the Pentagon, so that was nice. Sometimes we kind of brushed. I was in where I was stationed was in the sub-basement. Sometimes you passed somebody important, and you thought, oh, wow, and that was so-and-so.
Chose the field artillery because I thought that way I would be behind the infantry, and lo and behold, did I realize, I did not know that in the field artillery you need a forward observer, and that was me out in front of the guns, directing the fire on any enemy position or problem.
It was all just luck, no war, no hard time. It was okay with me.
I was in Oregon for 3 years, and then I get transferred to a base called Port Hueneme in Oxnard, California. And I was there for a year doing refrigeration.
The war was over because they put us on the ship and we went to Japan as an occupational troop. So we landed on the south of Japan with all our gear on, just like we were going to war. And there we were well received.
Being a veteran meant serving my country, no matter what it was. Whatever I had to do, I did it, and it was for my country.
You know, some people shudder at, or they did at one time when the women were joining the military. But it was no different from a regular job for the most part.
It's a kind of like a star that you get put on you, and you get a little bit of bragging rights, but you gotta take it easy. If people get sick of it, you know, you said that last week.
I did my duty, I did my share. What else can they ask for, man?